Lynn Rosato with Hallie Hill Animal Sanctuary is back this week to introduce me to another pet who's in need of a great home here in the Lowcountry for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. And be sure to follow me on the Palmetto Network. Lynn Rosato with Hallie Hill Animal Sanctuary. Welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you. Hi, nice to see you.
Yes, ma'am. I know that you have a great guest here, and his name is Mr. Henry.
Mr. Henry. This is Henry. Isn't he a cutie pie? Henry is a Havanese Chihuahua mix.
Interesting.
I see the Havanese. I don't necessarily see the Chihuahua, but that's what we've been told, that he is definitely a mix. He's a sweet, sweet boy. He's just 5 years old.
Ah.
So a young one. He would be a wonderful companion. He's very lightweight. He only weighs about 5 pounds. I've been carrying him all over the place, and he likes that.
Yes.
He's good on steps, though. He was good in the car. And we would just really like to see him in a consistent place with lots of love. He's had a lot of disruption in his little life in the last month or so, and we'd love to have him in a home where he can be loved and spoiled. He's easy to spoil.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And you talk about a home. Is Mr. Henry actually home trained?
He is not.
Okay.
He is not house trained. He wears in the house right now, while we're beginning to try and work on that, he wears something called a belly band. If you've never heard of that, it's like a diaper for dogs, essentially. But he seems to be very smart, and he just really, honestly needs some consistency. He needs that expectation to be there all the time. He needs rewards when he does what you want him to do, a positive reinforcement kind of thing. He needs to be in a consistent place so he can develop some trust with his human. Yeah, he's a sweet baby.
Sweet baby, absolutely, absolutely.
We haven't had any trouble. I've been scheduling him and taking him out regularly.
Right.
And that's the beginning of that expectation, that training. So he'll be fine eventually. Just needs to know what to do.
And how long will that training take for him?
Oh, who knows? It really is different for every single dog. It really depends on, again, the consistency and how consistent you are with that expectation. It really is different for every dog.
And I know he loves rewards. So what does he like?
Oh my gosh, we had some dried chicken dried chicken treats. There we go. That he really was enjoying a great deal. I've not seen him turn down anything really that we've given. Pepperoni is always a high value treat. You don't want to give a dog too much of that. And when you're training, that's actually a good tip. You don't want to satiate the animal, so you just give little teeny bits of something they really love when they're in the training phases, and that way they won't get tired of it or they won't get full.
That's very, very interesting.
What a sweet baby. He's just sitting right here on my lap, and pretty happy to do it. So he would be a really good companion. He does. He lives at the bunkhouse with some other little dogs.
Yeah.
So he gets along well with all the other little dogs there, and there are a bunch right now. If Mr. Henry doesn't appeal to you, we have lots of little dogs on the website to take a look at. A lot of dachshunds right now as well. And he has been around cats. So I think most cats are bigger than he is.
Yes.
So I think that he eventually would learn to live quite nicely with cats as well.
And how long has Mr. Henry been at the shelter?
Not long, a little over a month. He came in, he was an owner surrender. He's not been with us very long at all. And a little bit stressed at the shelter. Often animals are when they come in and they've known one place and one person, and now they're in this brand new environment. It can be a little bit stressful. We see him licking his lips and doing a lot of yawning. And that actually can be a sign that animals are a little unsure about what's going on. But he is settling in, but we'd prefer he settle in a consistent home. Someone
Absolutely.
That's going to love him and see him for all the wonderful things that he is.
And I know you mentioned the website. So how can we adopt Mr. Henry?
Yes, HallieHill.com is this place for all things Hallie Hill. We have a drop-down tab there that says adoptions, and all of the adoptable animals, cats and dogs that we have are in that drop-down. We do things a little bit differently at Hallie. We have you fill out an application and then hit submit, and our adoptions manager, Michelle Griffin, will get back to you and schedule you, talk with you about the animal that you're interested in, and then schedule you a time to come on out and meet them at the sanctuary. We ask that you bring any other animals with you that you may have in your home so that they can do, we call it a meet and greet, and see how they react to one another. So that's the process at Hallie Hill. Submit an application and then come on out and meet the animal that will complete your family.
And how many dogs and cats do you all actually have currently?
Oh, that's a great question. We always have more than 200 animals. At any point in time, we have space for about 150 dogs. Sometimes that goes up or down a few depending on the situation, and 50 cats. And we are full all the time. You know, we can bring in new animals, as many as we adopt out each month. And we're fortunate that lots of people come on out and adopt these wonderful animals from us. But we can only take in those animals for which we have space. Yeah, and it's about 200.
200. Mm-hmm. And you talk about space, you talk about meet and greet. Let's talk about October. What's new? What's now in Hallie Hill Animal Sanctuary?
Oh, my heavens. October is such a busy month for us. I guess it is for everybody in the Lowcountry because the weather's getting so beautiful. We have our first event, this beautiful quilt that you see behind me. It's finally getting to the point where we can think about cuddling with a cozy quilt. It hasn't been for a while, but we have 2 of these beautiful quilts that were created by a very talented woman. Her name is Donna Gamble. She is a wonderful supporter of the sanctuary. Every year she gives us some quilts to raffle off, and tickets are $5 each. And we're doing that on the website, HallieHill.com. And the 2 tickets will be pulled on the day before Thanksgiving. So you can have, maybe if you're the lucky winner, it can be a gift for the holiday season. But they are just gorgeous. And there's a beautiful, there we go. The back of it is, there are sea animals, turtles and coral. It doesn't show up well, but they're beautiful, beautiful quilts. And on the 14th of October, we are going to be at Cars at Kiowa River, a big event out there, and we are fortunate that we are a beneficiary of that event, and we're very pleased to be able to be out there and interact with everybody and bring some animals and talk with everyone about what we're all about. So that's on the 14th out at Kiowa River. On the 21st, very exciting, we have a Lowcountry boil that is being done by 2 Good Foods in Hollywood. They are actually adopters from Hallie Hill and were lovely and wanting to give back to the sanctuary. So they have a wonderful restaurant in downtown Hollywood, and they're going to do a Lowcountry boil on Saturday, October 21st. So they're asking that you go on and purchase some tickets so they can know pretty much how many people to prepare for. But you can also go the day of and get a ticket and enjoy that wonderful Lowcountry boil. So 20% of those tickets go to Hallie, and $1 for every wine or beer. So that's really wonderful of them, and we thank them for that, and that'll be a fun afternoon. And then on the very end of the month is Dogtoberfest at Freshfields. They do this every year. That's a really fun event out in the green, out in between Seabrook and Kiowa, and lots of dog-centered people and events, and that's a fun afternoon. So that's on the 28th, right before Halloween. I'm sure they'll have a costume contest, and lots of people bring their animals. So come on out and visit us out there at Freshfields on the October 28th.
Wow. A lot
Busy
of
month.
events. Busy months.
Busy month, very busy month. But that's okay. We like it that way.
Yes.
We like it that way.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we thank all the people for helping you all at Hallie Hill as well.
Absolutely. We are very, very grateful for the community support that we get. We could not do what we do without the support of the community. So we are very thankful for that. Absolutely.
Indeed, indeed. Well, Lynn Rosato with Hallie Hill Animal Sanctuary, thank you for your time again here on Quintin's Close-Ups, and I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you for everything. Be well.
You're welcome.